Hey Scorpio, how are we today? Just doing love stuff for you today. Okay, but make sure you do leave a comment on the video so you go in the draw for that free personal reading. I am going to be, yes, looking at love, and we're going to be using the Celtic cross layout today. I do have the Divine Goddess Messages Oracle. I am using the Weird World Lenormand, but this is actually two copies of the same deck. So we do see doubles coming through for some. I will also draw a couple of cards from the Love Confession Oracle as well. Okay, so getting into it for you, Scorpio, I will draw your cards out first, and then we'll sort of get into the nitty-gritty. All right, Scorpio, what is going on for Scorpio at the moment with love? What does Scorpio need to know in regards to love, please? Scorpio, present energy. All right, Scorpio, what is behind you? What's in the past energy with love? The future energy of love for you here. What's crossing you, challenging you? What's beneath you in your subconscious? And what is the ideal desired outcome here? And then the individual cards we have. Okay, Scorpio, love messages for Scorpio, please. Starting with the advice for Scorpio, we have the external influences, the hopes and fears, as well as the outcome. All right, Scorpio, getting into it for you. The present energy we see you in here is the releasing energy. Let go of anything you have bottled up inside. All right. And what's bottled up inside, Scorpio? It's in the past, the relationship, the cycles. Okay. There's past relationship you're still needing to release some stuff from, some emotion sort of that's been just held on to a little bit there. You're in this past energy where, there's a cycle of patterns in love that you're needing to release those patterns and break yourself free from those patterns and move forward, release those old patterns so that you can move forward and start new patterns, new cycles in a healthier, positive way for yourself. The challenge that you actually have at the moment is the sun. Okay, so there is some stuff that it feels a little bit like denial, Scorpio. Okay, so the sun card does talk about happiness. So you're being challenged by happiness. You're being challenged by something that shouldn't be a challenge. Happiness shouldn't be a challenge, but it's coming through in the way that things are coming to light. The personal epiphanies, they're challenging you because you're starting to open up to realize that there's a part of you that is scared of being happy because you've become so comfortable in these past cycles and understanding that, love is like what it's been like before, that happiness is kind of scary because it's different, it's new, it's not what you've grown accustomed to. So you are having some personal revelations coming, things coming to light about yourself and the way that you approach love, the way that you behave in love, the way that you have maybe been unhealthy in the past patterns. So it's a bit of a challenge there to open yourself up to happiness. That it doesn't have to be so hard, but it is. It's all about releasing. The more that you release and accept that is what the past has been, we're just going to learn and not do that in the future, especially with the future energy being the book. That's all about learning. Okay, that's all about educating yourself about how to break the cycle, how to start new cycles, how to look at love differently, how to, learn more about yourself and what drives you with love, what you may have done wrong, what you may have done right in love in those past cycles. So using those past cycles, the past relationships, to actually help you learn, to release the negativity from the past and allow those things to actually help you learn what it is that you're wanting, what actually will make you happy in love. Okay. It does also, there is a slight mention here of, the future is a bit of a mystery when it comes to love, that you just need to be open to whatever life shall bring, kind of thing. That part of learning about releasing the past cycles is actually about being open to the unknown and embracing the unknown, moving into the unknown, even if you don't know what that next chapter holds, moving towards it anyway. All right. The what's beneath you with the subconscious energy here, we have the masculine. So there's a lot of chaos under the surface. There's a lot of, at war with yourself kind of energy. There's a lot of, I'm trying to be logical. I'm trying to be rational, telling yourself that it's rational to presume that the past will just repeat itself all over again, that there's no point because, I'm just going to get hurt again, rather than being open to the unknown. All right. The desired outcome that we see for you here, we have the fish. Totally different. Okay, the ideal outcome, the desired outcome that you're wanting here is abundance, to feel fulfilled with love, to have an abundance of love in your life. Okay, for some of you, there is a side message about money that you're trying to just, because I do feel this, especially with that in the subconscious, the masculine in the subconscious, the masculine does try to be very logical and rational, even though, it's the creator of war and chaos, and overprotection, controlling oneself too heavily. It does sort of, there's a side message of you're trying to control yourself by saying, I only care about money, that love doesn't even matter to me. I only care about money. I only care about material wealth. But the truth of the material wealth that you're seeking is that some things are worth more than money, and that you're actually desiring abundance. You're not actually desiring, the material abundance. It's much greater than that. That might be a part of it, yes, but there's a lot more to it than just that. Because at the end of the day, money is great. It buys us all the things that we want. But money by itself doesn't necessarily mean that we have the things that we want. Money is the means to the end. It's not the end. Okay? What's the point of, imagine if, because if you focus so much on, I just want the money, what happens if you get the money but you can't touch it? Like, you can't actually spend it. You might have all this money sitting there, but you can't actually spend it. So you can't actually, it's not actually the goal. The goal might be to buy the house, to buy the car, to, be able to travel. Those are the actual goals. Those are the abundance that you're seeking. It's not the money. The money is just the means to those things. Okay, so just felt important to say that there, Scorpio. But moving on to the side energies we're seeing for you here. Your advice, it's going to be a bit rough, right? The advice is the rats, the mice. Your advice is to deal with the past, basically. The mice talks about the things that you've lost in the past, the things that have been taken from you in the past, the stress, the things that eat away at you, because we're seeing your present energy as release. Stop bottling it all up and start actually allowing it to leave your energy and deal with it. I hate the water signs are really copping it today. I do apologize for that. You guys are going through it when it comes to love, but it's an opportunity. Your advice is to face the past and deal with it, to remove that stress, to stop allowing it to take away from your current energy. Because the more that you bottle things up and don't release them and don't deal with them, the more it affects your future, the more that you're continuing to take that pattern forwards. Okay, so your advice is to face the past and deal with the past, deal with the loss, deal with the hurt, deal with the stress. Stop allowing it to control you. Stop allowing it to keep continuing to eat away at you. Okay? The external influences here, Scorpio, we have the bouquet. Okay, that shows us that there are external influences that want to give to you. They want to give to you, but you need to be willing to give in return. Time, love, energy, space, whatever that means for you and your situation. If you wish to receive, you need to give. That there's things and people around you that they want to give to you, Scorpio. They want to give you love, but they also need to have you be open to receive it. And, reciprocal. That's very reciprocal energy. The more that you wish to receive, the more you need to give. Very reciprocal. The hopes and fears. In contrast to your subconscious, we have the feminine as your hopes and your fears. So you have this part of you that hopes to find emotion again, to find a way to love again, to have love again, to have happiness again, to nurture positive energy within yourself. But you're fearful of the emotions that's going to evoke within yourself. You're fearful that, and I might even be talking to an actual male Scorpio today, where it's kind of like you have this fear of women as well because of the past and the way that they have treated you. And, hashtag not all women, right? Not all men, right? If you feel as though you are hashtag not all men, then does that not mean that there is hashtag not all women? I don't know why it's coming through in that manner. And I did see something recently about that, saying hashtag as a like that is a very millennial thing to do. I am what I am, guys. I love you too. But there is this fear of the feminine side of yourself, but there is this hope that it could be nurtured and loved and protected. So fighting against yourself a little bit there as well. The outcome we have the storks. I kind of really love this as an outcome for you, Scorpio. This is stirring the shit out of yourself, right? Stirring things up in your life, doing things differently, trying new ways, trying it in a new way, stirring things up. What, because you've been stuck in these loops. The past cycles, obviously, the way you've dealt with things in the past, maybe that doesn't work. Try something new. This is new ideas, new perspectives, things getting stirred up to create new energy, to create movement in your love life. The outcome is moving towards fresh, new cycles. Scorpio. Not quite as rough as some of the other water signs, I'm not going to lie. But we'll have a look and see, the connections here. Any other messages that Scorpio needs to hear in regard to love, please. And I am feeling the need to do a personal message to somebody here. So, I was picking up that there may be some male Scorpios watching. If there is one particular Scorpio male watching, all you have to do is apologize. Anyway, that's a personal message for somebody. Okay. It's obviously not everyone. Just one of you. Just one of you. Scorpio, what other messages does Scorpio need to see in regard to love, please? Love messages for Scorpio. I am going through a spiritual awakening. That's why you're being confronted with all this stuff, Scorpio, because you are going through a awakening. Change can be very uncomfortable. Stop being so scared of the happiness, right? It's part of the awakening. experience is facing what's uncomfortable and moving forward anyway. Your intelligence is so hot. I actually feel like that's you towards somebody else, Scorpio, that you're very attracted to. And especially with the spiritual awakening card there for you as well, it does feel as though there's someone around you with that bouquet, that external influence available to you in your energy, someone that wants to help you through this spiritual awakening. And you yourself are very attracted to their spiritual intelligence. That's how that's coming through to me, is that you're attracted to somebody's spiritual intelligence. That you see them as, very, they know what they're talking about when it comes to the spiritual stuff. When it comes to all this shadow work stuff, they know what's what. They may have already done a lot of the work. It doesn't really stop, not going to lie. But, we all get faced with more and more and more and more and more. But I feel like you really actually appreciate that about somebody, that they are very in tune with themselves on a spiritual level, and, that they may have even come across as very intelligent in a knowledgeable kind of way, not just about spirituality, but just in general as well. And I can kind of feel some of you denying that, but there's kind of this thing of like, because once again, I'm getting personal messages about someone saying, "Don't treat me like I'm dumb," but it's not that someone's treating you like you're dumb. It's just that you're seeing how intelligent that they are, and once again, change is uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable to deal with things that don't feel the same as you already feel. Does that make sense? I'm just going to grab one more. I feel the need to grab one more here for you. Scorpio, what else does Scorpio need to know in regards to love? You brought the life back into my life. Yeah. Stirred you up a little bit here. Someone made you feel. Someone made you, and this is why you're scared of the happiness. It's scary. Change. It's scary. This person made you kind of start waking up and feeling the need to actually move forward, to understand that you can't just stay exactly how you are. This person poked you with a stick and woke up the bear inside. And once that spiritual awakening starts, it's a lot harder to stop it. You are moving there. You are moving in the right direction, Scorpio. Keep going. Keep on going. Right? Don't allow the fear to take over. Yeah. Life is scary, and we get up every day and do it anyway, right? It feels like there might be something else needing to be said there, but I'm not sure what it's trying to tell me. But make sure you do leave a comment on the video so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And I will see you all again soon.